Hello legends and super legends, Eldred here. I wanted to quickly do a video today going over my Garmin setup. I noticed I've never done that for you guys. The significance of this is that when you're riding out there, you don't need a lot of crazy information all over. I mean, you can do your analysis later if you have a Garmin. I have a Garmin 1000 here. But you can use, like, the 520 has different displays, the 800, 810, and so forth. They'll have different displays, but they'll work just as well. I usually download my data into Golden Cheetah. I load up some stuff into Strava also, but I don't spend a lot of time on Strava. I do my stuff locally on my computer. I use Golden Cheetah software, which is free, and I download it in there to just keep up with my training schedule as far as knowing which days to take off and which weeks are my rest weeks and so forth and so on. So that's what I mean when I talk about training plan. So what I want to do quickly here, let me go to just ride. It has a backlight timeout, which I have at 15 seconds. I will just tell it to stay on. I usually have it go off because when you're outside, you don't need the backlight, and that runs your battery down too. So I just turned that off. And what I'm going to do here is just show you guys what I have. The fields that I have are the cadence, and I've got grade, I've got heart rate, temperature, current lap time, heading, time of day, speed, and distance. Now let me go back to the other page. I have two pages that I use. This is the page I use when the ride is really hard and the tempo's fast. I just need a few fields. Primarily, my cadence is the first field. Then I've got current lap. Basically, unless you're tracking laps, it keeps time. If you just have one lap, it will be your elapsed time. If you're tracking lap, then it will give you your current lap. When I'm doing intervals and stuff like that, that's what I use. And basically, I use this button down here to keep up with my lap start and stop. Then I've got heart rate at the bottom, lap distance, and then speed and grade. But the main thing I pay attention to when I'm riding is cadence. Okay, cadence and time, that's it. Those are good variables to use because you don't need a whole lot of other stuff. Now, the other screen that I showed that had cadence, grade, heart rate, temperature, all of that. When I'm riding solo, I have that displayed because it has time of day also. That's pretty important. You know, some people use different things like sunrise and other stuff, but this screen holds almost 10, I think it's 10 fields. So basically I put the things on there, like I have a heading, which tells me whether I'm going northeast or southeast. For those of you who are not very good with north-south, that may not be a field you want to use. You can put something else there. But this is more of a summary page. I'll bring it closer and I'll zoom in when I do the production so you can see that. But it's more of a summary page that I use when I ride solo. When I'm in the group, I don't need all these fields. I basically just have this, which is the shorter one that I showed you guys. And I will zoom in and hopefully it will come through pretty well. But that's basically cadence, current lap, heart rate, lap distance. But what I pay attention to when I'm riding is the cadence. I don't look down at my display when I'm riding. I periodically glance at it. I just ride. So if this thing runs out of power or the battery's bad or it's raining real heavily or whatever, I can take it off, put it in my pocket. It's not a big deal. You don't want to depend on this. This tells you what you are doing. It doesn't help you do anything. It gives you feedback. So you don't really have to have it. It's not a need. It's a nice to have. So I don't depend on it. I don't worry about it. I like to track these so I can know what I've done. So if I'm tired or if I improve or if I'm sluggish, I can go back and look at what did I do on the bike, what's been going on in my life, and I try to look at how everything impacts. And people that I work with, that I coach, I like them to have something like this. It doesn't have to be a Garmin. It can be anything that tracks, preferably that I can download into like a GPX file or whatever. You can export or into a fit file or something. That's just the extension of the file. So something that you can share or load on Strava or whatever if you're out there. That way I can look at what you've been doing and be able to actually guide you and give you suggestions on how to modify your training. That's what this is for. So this is like my training diary. Okay. It tells me how many hours I've done, the distances and so forth and so on, my heart rates. And that will let me know, hey man, I need to take this week off because I'm feeling a little sluggish. Then I go back and look at the last month. What have I been doing? Have I done my 6 weeks block? So you got to know that, because I train all the time. So it's important to know when to back off. That's what this is for. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope it's helpful. And what I'm going to probably do is just maybe do a screenshot and kind of display this as I talk about it when I do production, so you can have it on the screen, because I think that would be really helpful. So hope this helps you. I just wanted to add this into the archives for those of you who are new and want a suggestion on what kind of fields to put on your cyclometer.